Okay, so this isn't really going to be a tutorial video, but I thought that I would show how, or more so that, I was able to add the video mirror on a 2018 Chevy Suburban, and obviously this would work on any 15, for sure 15 to I think it's 2020 Suburban or Yukon or Tahoe or whatever. I did this on my truck, my 2014 Sierra, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do it on my wife's new Suburban here. So the mirror I got from, it was from a Cadillac, some kind of Cadillac sedan. It was, but I think any of the mirrors that look like this with the little white thing here, these smaller ones, these ones are a lot cheaper. And I think that they work with the, I think all of the ones that look like that work with the cameras from the Buick Enclaves, like the 2018 to, you know, I don't know exactly what years. Maybe they're still using the same modules. I'm not sure, but that's what I used for the rear camera. This is the camera for the rear view mirror camera, and then this is the backup camera. Now this came with a backup camera, but it was like super wide angle, because like crazy wide angle, because the Buick Enclave has that 360 view, and I guess the computer in the Suburban obviously doesn't know that it needs to crop that image for a backup camera. So I ended up having to make some slight modifications. I had to shave the extra plastic off around here because the camera didn't stick out quite as far, and I did have to shave just a little bit of plastic off of the inside, which wasn't really that big of a deal, luckily. But other than that, it kind of just slid right into that housing, and then I glued it into place with super glue. I'm gonna do a little bit of silicone, so I'm not quite done here. Also, this hole was not big enough, so I had to cut that larger. You can kind of see, I put some, after I was finished cutting, I put some paint on it. That's some silver automotive paint that I had laying around. I didn't bother getting the right color because you're not really going to see it anyway, and I just wanted to make sure that it doesn't rust or anything. So just put a little bit of paint on it, and then I'm going to put silicone over it to seal it really well. I just use normal snips to cut the hole larger. And let's see here. So cut it from the inside, cut it from the outside. Like I said, I'm going to be putting some silicone around it. Oh, and this is for the windshield wiper fluid. I tied that in, ran it along here, and tied that in with this guy, because this is for the back window wiper fluid. And so popped that open, stuck that in there, and I'm gonna cut a little slit in this plastic trim piece so that it doesn't get pinched. And then this cord that I've got running into here, I need to silicone this hole shut too, because I don't want it getting wet in there. But this cord running into here is for the mirror camera. You got to run a separate cord for that, obviously. Luckily, you don't have to worry about getting power to this, because the mirror powers this camera. And the mirror, I guess I should have mentioned before, is plug and play pretty much. As in, you know, it just plugs right into that same plug that's already there for the old mirror, and then everything works just fine. But I'll turn it on so you guys can see. But that's it. And there's the backup camera. Had to do a little bit of adjusting to make that the right angle. At first it was like pointed way too high up. But after a little bit of working with it, got everything perfect and everything's working. I had to do a little bit of adjusting on this too. I got it perfect to where you're going down the road, you see, you know, exactly what you want to see. You're not pointing too high, not pointing too low. But a little bit of a project, wasn't too bad. Oh, and the cord for this that runs all the way back to the camera, I ran it just above the headliner here, around the edge, and then all the way around on the passenger side. So I had to take off a couple of plastic pieces in order to get that done, but it wasn't really too hard. Pretty easy project, but the rear camera piece I got off of eBay for about $100. It was from, you know, like a Buick Enclave or a Traverse or something. This mirror, you could have got one from a Enclave or a Traverse, but it was quite a bit cheaper for me to get this one. I think it was $130. It was from some sort of Cadillac sedan. Now you can't get the more expensive mirror that's on the newer, that's for the newer trucks, and put them in with this camera. They're not compatible. But as long as you're using a camera that's from like a vehicle that uses this type of a mirror, I believe, it should work. And then, oh, the cord. There's the cord. I got a 20-foot cord off of Amazon that'll run between the two. I'll put links to things in the description so you guys have kind of an idea. But it's a relatively easy mod, and my wife will really appreciate it, especially since it's just so hard to see out the back window with the mirror in this Suburban. By the time you're looking all the way back there, you really don't see much. So I guess if you guys have any questions, you can ask in the comments or whatever. Sorry I didn't make a video showing how I did it, but I guess this is better than nothing. You know, you see that, you know, somebody has done it and it did work. You know, it might help you feel like you can tackle it yourself. So good luck.